Hello, in this video I'll show you the basics of Salesforce reports and dashboard. The first thing I want to show you is how Salesforce is structured in the backend. The easiest way to do so is by using a spreadsheet as a template. So here in a spreadsheet you have multiple pages, accounts, contacts, opportunities, and these ones will be objects that we will use to create our reports within Salesforce. One of these sheets, in this case contacts, will have records, which is an individual row, and each record will have different type of information. Each column represents a field in Salesforce. So here for page, I have the first name, last name, title, and email for 3 records. So these would be 3 individual contacts in Salesforce. If I go into accounts, it would be similar. I would have my spreadsheet with the accounts sheet in it. So in Salesforce, it would be the account object. And there I would have different fields, so different columns. Again, I just put the name of the company, IKEA, Merck, Lego, and their website. You see the first column, the SFID, that's the Salesforce identifier for the specific record. This will be useful later on, which I won't cover in this video per se. Lastly, you have the opportunities, which again is a different sheet in my spreadsheet, but again, if we relate to Salesforce, it will be its own unique object. Now, let's go into Salesforce. When I'm in Salesforce, I want to go under the Reports tab. This is where I'll be able to create a new report on a specific object in this case. So again, based on the example that we did previously, the first thing I need to know is what they want to report on. And when I create a new report, I'm going to click New, and it's going to ask me right away on which object. And this is why the understanding of how Salesforce is built, again, like relating to the spreadsheet, will help you a lot to understand how you will be able to create your own report within Salesforce. In this case, let's say I want to do one on contacts. So I could type in contacts, but I know it's going to be contacts and accounts. So I click Start the report. And then we'll have the standard report that's been created. So in this case, a standard report has been created with its unique fields. Again, keep in mind that these fields are present on your contact layout, at least most of them, and these fields represent unique columns, same as in our spreadsheet. I have the outline, and this is basically what you will see when you're going to generate the report. And you have the filters, which will narrow down what information you want. So the Salesforce will most probably start with 2 filters, which is the My Contacts. I can change it to All Contacts, and the created date. So I can put created all time. I can see a small sample if I click on here on the top right corner to see a preview. And I can also narrow it down because maybe some of these information is not important to me. Let's say I want to send out an email, a newsletter. And so what I need is basically just the email of specific contacts. So I can have the first name, last name. The title could be important if I want to import it in my newsletter. The account is not important. The mailing address also, I'll just remove it one by one. So while I remove them, you can see that it loads automatically. It refreshes. Phone number not important, fax not important, mobile, that's fine, and we'll keep the business email. Now, since for me I want to target specific type of person, I can have a filter on specific columns here. And here I want to make sure that I want to send out emails, so I want to only have the contacts who have emails. So I want to filter it with the business email field that are not empty. So I have a sample, I have my fields that are important to me, relevant to me. I can click save and run. I can click type in newsletter. It's going to be a private report in the private folder because I don't want to share it with anyone, it's just for me. And then I have a total records of 2,472 contacts I could potentially send the newsletter to. So this is a very simple report that I just created. And if I want to create a dashboard, so let's say I want to create a widget. So this would be for moving on for the marketing department. And for them, I want to know like how many people in real time do I have that I can send out an email to. So I just created a report, and now I'm going to put this report in a dashboard. To do so, I'm just going to click on the dashboard icon. When I'm going to click new dashboard, I will type in marketing. And what I want here is I want to know how many contacts can I send a newsletter to. I have my newsletter report, which I just selected. Here I have specific options how to display it, but I see that it's not really available at the moment. So I'll need to format my reports. So how I do this is by grouping my reports, so then I have the option to display it. So I'm going to go back into my report and make the change. Now I'm back into my report. Let's say I want to group them by the title, just for the fun of it. I'm going to come here and group row by this field, and I have a lot of my contacts which don't necessarily have a title, and I have a few other ones that I have, but one thing I can do right away is by reordering them. I know that most of my contacts don't have a title, so again, either I can ask my team to update it, or if it's not important, then I can leave it as is, but I can then get some information that most of my contacts are either owners or buyers, just buyers. This can actually help me to segment to who I want to send out my email. So let's go back to my dashboard. Before I leave, I want to make sure I save it, because if I refresh, I'm going to go back to the basics. So now I have my marketing dashboard, it's empty, and I want to add my newsletter, and I want to count, so I want to know how many contacts do I have. I want the full number, title, contacts, and there we go. I just added a widget. So now I can click save and done. So how this works here is within Salesforce, when you create a dashboard, you want to add widgets, which are windows, into your dashboard. And by adding 1, 2, 3, 4, you can have different components. I can use the same reports and let's say change the grouping, so I can use this bar chart and I can group them. I'll make sure it's going to be decreasing, and I just want to say the top 10 groups. So what I did here is I have my breakdown of my contacts, so I can click done and it's going to ask me to save. So I have my contacts, which is 2472, and I have it's broken down by title here. So I know that I'm missing a lot of information in my database, and I also see that some of them are either owner or buyers, and these are the top ones. So this one is for really basic for marketing in this example, but we can do the same thing for sales. And that's currently all I need to know when it comes to creating a very simple reports and basics dashboard in Salesforce. Thank you.